have a little thrift haul to show today. I haven't done one of these in a while, but I did want to take the time to share a little bit of what I'm picking up, what brands are working for me lately. It is a good mix in here of boots, sneakers, dress shoes, and also lots of sandals because that is my main focus right now. Usually when I do these thrift hauls, I do also share how much I pay for the shoes, but these are all prepped and ready to go, ready to take pictures, so they don't have the tags. But I can tell you that as of lately, my average cost of goods when I go out thrifting or sourcing at other places is anywhere from around $8 to $10. Sometimes it'll even hit closer to 11, and that is a little bit high for me, especially for this time of year. But I've been slowly testing out a new business model, which I'll get into in some other video. For now, let's get into the thrift haul, starting off with some bangers, some Salvatore Ferragamo. Okay, maybe I don't know really how this style in this brand will do. I've picked it up in other styles, more women's, like sandals. I think I've also gotten some flats. I forget what else, but this is a very good brand to be on the lookout for. Their more modern styles will do a lot better. Sometimes it can sit for a little while, but when they sell for a lot, so I always pick them up if I can find them at a decent price. These are men's shoes and they are on the smaller side. They are a size 8, so I almost did leave them behind, but I did my comps and I felt confident enough that I could make these work. I'm gonna try to remember throughout the video to share about how much I am expecting the listing price to be for each of these shoes. The listing price I'm sharing is going to be kind of an estimate because I don't know for sure until I start listing. Maybe I may need to do some research further, but for these, I want to say that I'm going to list them anywhere from $70 all the way up to like $100, maybe a little more. After I do more thorough comps, I'll know a little better. Now we move on to some Kors by Michael Kors. These are some clog mule shoes with the chunky buckle, the studs here on the side, but it also has it down here at the bottom. The condition is great overall on these. Michael Kors is a brand that I skip a whole lot at the store, mainly because they overprice it. The thrift stores around here really value this brand a lot. They think it's worth a lot, but on the reselling marketplaces, it's really not. So I just pick them up when I find them at a more decent, fair price, and when it is a cool style and when they are in excellent condition, which was the case on all of those things for these right here. I think I paid maybe like $8 for these, and I'm going to list them somewhere around like $35 or so. Normally I'll have these shoes organized by categories. I'll do the sandals and the sneakers, but they are a little bit mixed up today. Here we have some women's dress shoes. This is a new brand for me. It is called Eric Michael. It is a women's shoe from what I looked up. I like that it had the lug sole, these deep indentations. It also has this monk strap right here. Oxford dress shoe, dark brown color. This looks like a high quality suede leather too. It has the pointed with the slip right here. I think it just had a lot of cool things going for it, and they are in like new condition. It just appears to be high quality too. That's why I picked this up, not because of the brand, because even after looking it up I wasn't too convinced, but because of the style I decided to go ahead and give these a go, and I'm thinking that I'm going to be able to list this somewhere around $35 as well. Before we continue with the thrift haul, I want to take the time to thank the sponsor of today's video, which is Munbin. I've been talking about this company Munbin for years now because their thermal label printers are a great affordable option for all beginner resellers. The printers are super simple to set up, and this one here in particular is also portable. You can use it with a computer if you want, but if not, all you need is an outlet and a Bluetooth enabled phone in order for you to print your shipping labels. With your printer set up, the next thing you want to do is set up your app. At the top left, you should see a sort of message about connecting your device. Go ahead and tap on that. It's going to start automatically automatically searching for any Bluetooth enabled printers nearby, and it should automatically connect for you. First, I'm going to show you how simple it is to print your shipping labels right from your selling platforms, and then I'll come back here to show you all the different templates and other sticker options. Here on Poshmark, I'm going to select one of my most recent sales and click on the download shipping label button. I'm sure this is going to work different on every phone, but the action should be pretty similar. The label I just downloaded is the first one up here. I just tapped on it to select it, and then I see a share button at the top right. And of course, I want it to go to the Munbin Print app. Tap on preview and print, select your label size, which is going to be the first one, 4x6, and then just click on print. A cool thing about this Munbin printer is that it does have some sort of jam-free technology, so your labels will hardly ever get stuck like they can do with some other printers. To show you all the options you have using this app, I'm going to click on that template button at the bottom. At the top, I'm going to go ahead and filter by size. The sticker size I have is a circle 2x2 inch, so that's the one I'll select. On the left hand side, you can see all the categories they have. I'm going to go ahead and select this colorful one right here. The stickers I have are silver, so mine won't be colorful in the background like that, but this is the one I like, so I'm going to go ahead and tap on use. At the top, it says logo. If you double tap on that, it's going to open up a text box for you, and there you can change what this says. I'll just go ahead and put my store's name. You can also change the style of the text by selecting font and trying out something different here. And if you want to change the style of the thank you part, go ahead and tap on that, and down here you'll see some more options. When you're done making all the adjustments, aligning everything and changing the fonts how you like them, go ahead and tap on print. I will leave Munbin's website linked in the description so you can check out the printer I showed today and all of the other options they have on there. And for an extra discount, make sure to use the coupon code MUNPRINT for 10% off at checkout. Now we move back to the men's with these Doc Martens Chelsea boots. Just their classic black leather with the contrasting yellow stitching right here. Mainly I picked these up because they're like new, because Chelsea booty is a style that does well overall. They are a men's size 11, so a decent size as well, and I must have paid like $30 for these. I'm gonna list them closer to the $100 mark. These I didn't even look up or anything. They are by Lily Pulitzer. An espadrille wedge, but I like this type of espadrille. It is more like, what is that, wicker basket type? It's not the one that frays a lot. Those I leave behind a lot at the store because it's too much damage on the espadrille, but this one is intact. They are like new too at the bottom. Just a classic sling back wedge shoe, perfect for summer with the peep toe, the beautiful gold color. These weren't priced up at all, maybe like $5-6, so that's why I picked them up. Lily Pulitzer is an excellent brand when it comes to clothing. I can't imagine these not doing well at that low of a price that I paid. There's lots of room for profit with these. I don't know if I've ever sold Lily Pulitzer shoes, but if I had to guess, I would say like $50 to $60 for these. If you watch my channel, you already know that I was going to show this brand at some point. Vionic, I pick them up all winter, fall, summer, all seasons. They have lots of beautiful shoes for all of them. I pick them up all the time as long as they're in great condition. They are a decent price, which it depends on the style. Some can be priced at $5, $6, $7 and I can make them work, but there are some that could be priced at like $12, $14, $15 and I can still make those work. You just gotta kind of know which styles you can pay up for and which ones you can't. Always do your comps if you don't know. But these right here must have been like $5 or $6, and they're just some simple platform gold sandals with the croc. It's not embossed, but it's textured, and I'm expecting these to go for about $30 to $32. Initially I got these shoes for me, some royal blue pointed toe Vince Camuto flats, but once I got home and I tried them on, I didn't really like the look. I think the pointed toe is just too pointy. I do like pointed toe, but this one is extremely. They are a beautiful color though, but because they were for me, I paid up. I paid $10, which is kind of a lot for a Vince Commuto flat. If I was going to buy these to resell, I would have at least looked up comps because they were priced at $10. But since I have them now, I'm going to go ahead and list them and just make back whatever I can from them. But I'm expecting these to go for around $32 in the end. We will see after I do comps. You already know this brand too, Torrid. I have a bunch of Torrid shoes in here, actually, maybe like 4 or 5 pairs. I've sold this particular one maybe 2 or 3 other times, and I expect it to go for about $30. The lowest I'd say is about $27. That's usually what I can get for Torrid shoes, at least when they look like this. Literally like new. I don't like picking up Torrid shoes when they have any sort of damage because that really lowers its value a lot. And they're not priced super cheap at the store, but they are priced good enough for me to make some profit if I can price them up a little higher, and I can only do that if they're in excellent condition. So that's why I look for these only when they're in great condition. Alright, here's the other Torrid sandal. Just a platform stretchy strap sandal, perfect for summer again. Must have paid also like $6 for these, and I expect them to sell anywhere from about $27 all the way to $32. It just depends on what platform they end up selling on. Okay, here we have the super chunky wedge shoes with the clear strap here in the front. A mule sandal, super unique, retro-y, Y2K, I don't know. Those are some of the keywords I'm going to attempt to use. This is a brand called Schuts, which sucks. This brand sucks. I don't like it at all, but sometimes I find myself picking it up anyway if I find something really unique. But usually this brand sits so long. Sometimes I do have returns with it too because I guess their sizing is a little off. I don't know why I picked these up. They must have been really cheap, and just the fact that they're so chunky, these kind of shoes do well for me on Depop. That's why I decided to give them a go. For these, I'm expecting anywhere from $28 to $32. Some more chunky sandals by Lucky Brand. I feel like these type of style sandals have been popular for a very long time. They're always in style, but this year in particular, I think even more so. Platform sandals are everywhere, so that's why I'm looking out for them when I'm outsourcing. The straps here are a little bit padded and puffy. That's an excellent keyword to use in your titles and descriptions when the straps on sandals are like that. Puffy, quilted, padded, all of those words are great to use. This has a cork midsole and they are in excellent condition, and I expect these to sell somewhere around the $28 mark, maybe close to $30. Back to the Torrid. Here's the sandals I have. They have paper inside just to give them shape when I take the pictures. They're in excellent condition. The classic black with the white straps, the lace up. Again, paid probably like $6-7 for these, and I expect them to go anywhere from $27 all the way up to $30, maybe $32. This is an excellent summer brand to be on the lookout for. It's called Chaco. I will say that it doesn't do as well as it used to. Like a few years back, I'd be picking up these kind of sandals like crazy, and I'd be paying up for them too, like $12-15, depending on the colorway and everything. Nowadays though, it has slowed down a little bit. They don't sell as fast or for as much, but they do still sell, so I will still pick them up when they are in great condition and cheap enough. I paid maybe like $6 for these, so there's still plenty of room for profit for these kind of sandals, and people will be looking out for them all summer, so I'm sure I'm going to be able to get rid of them before the summer ends this year. These I'm just taking a chance on. I don't know the brand. I didn't look it up. I can't read the first name. It looks like it says Letty or Letty, one of those two. And then it says Vaquero, which means Western, and it was handmade in Mexico. They have the brown and the white color with some tooling leather detail all around, in great condition. The soles don't look that great, but that is to be expected with leather bottom soles. So considering that, they're not that bad at all. The heel drag is practically non-existent. That's something to look out for with Western shoes. So I'm thinking that these are going to do great. I think I paid like $12.50 for them. And I mean, I've never sold this brand. I don't even know what to expect, but I'm hoping that I can make it to about $50 to $60 with these mules. Jessica Simpson is not a bread and butter brand for me, but one that I do pick up quite often that I didn't expect myself to when I barely started reselling. I thought it was a cheap brand that was worth nothing, but that's not the case at all with Jessica Simpson shoes. Well, not with all of them at least. There are some that are super unique, rare, and they go for a lot of money, and there's some more that are in the like $30 range, and then there's your $20 range. I think these right here will be about $27. I think that's how much I can get for these. Mainly I got them because they are in like new condition, and of course they just have that summer spring vibe going. The espadrille is all intact. Anytime it has this type of espadrille with the rope going all around, I look over it very carefully to make sure there's not a lot of fraying or even some yellowing from the glue. These looked excellent all around, which is why I picked them up. I must have paid like $8 for them if I haven't said that already. These I didn't do comps either. They are by H&M. They are pointed toe. They have the sling back right here. They are a pretty big size. It says 42 EU. That either translates to an 11 or a 12. H&M is usually a brand that I pick up if it's super cheap and in like new condition. Kind of like Cato. Dream Pairs is another one. A New Day, Universal Thread. Aldo is another like mall brand. Those kind of shoes I pick up, but only, like I said, if they are very cheap and in like new condition. That was the case with these. I don't remember exactly, but like $4 or $5, and they are like new. I don't expect these to go for much, maybe like $25, but the style is unique, so I think that's going to at least help it sell fast. At least that's what I hope. This is a brand called Terrene Rose. Their shoes, some sell fast, some sit for a long time. I'm thinking this is going to be a fast seller just because it's a popular style, the Ballet flat, and it also has these stretchy straps right here. I've sold quite a few of some Jessica Simpson flats that look similar to these with the stretchy straps. That's why I felt confident picking these up. They are also in excellent condition. Leather at the bottom, in the insole and the outside, and the two-tone color is pretty too. Some keywords that I like to use for these shoes is ballet core for sure, coquette when they look dressy and girly, dressy, preppy, those kind of keywords will get these sold, I'm sure. I skipped this brand a whole bunch. Dansko. There's a lot of it around the stores here, but from time to time I do come across a pair that is a bit different, also in excellent condition and not priced too high, because that also sometimes the stores around here think Dansko is worth a whole lot of money and they'll price it for like $20, $30, $40, and with those kind of prices there's no room for profit. But I paid like $6, $7 for these clogs. Look at the condition, like new. I think they are also slip resistant. It doesn't say it here, but once I do the Google lens, if it says it on their website, I'm going to go ahead and add that for sure. That's an excellent keyword to add, and I expect these to sell, let's see, maybe closer to the $35 mark. Some of these clogs go for more depending on the pattern, but if they're just simple it's going to be a little less. But since these are the cheetah or leopard print, then I'm thinking about $35. This is also another made in Mexico shoe brand that I am taking a chance on. I think it just says Chiles from what I can see. I can't even make out the brand, but I'm sure that once I use Google Lens, I'll be able to find out more information about them. Another thing that was holding me back with these is the size. It says size 5. I'm guessing that's a Mexico shoe size, or maybe it could be a UK size. I tried them on though, and they fit me like very, very snug. I'm usually a 7.5, sometimes an 8, so I'm going to go ahead and guess these are a 7. But I am also going to measure as best as I can the insole from toe to heel and add that to my description, so that should help. But I like the style of these because of the faux espadrille. It looks like espadrille, but it's just plastic or something. It has the woven here, more like a huarache style, and it has the ankle strap, so it also makes it a little bit of a Mary Jane, which is a very popular style in all kinds of shoes. I don't know for sure until I look them up, but I want to say that I could get close to $30 for these shoes. I know this is a very good brand to pick up, Hoka One One, but Around here, again, they price these way up high, and the few times they price it low, people buy them real quick. There are a lot of shoe resellers in my area, but most of them focus on athletic shoes. So that's why I don't get too much of that. Usually I'm more focused on the sandals, the dress shoes, the comfort shoes, the casual, the business. But when it comes to athletic, most of the time everything's already picked over. But I did find these. They're like these cream tan color. I forget the name of the style. I looked it up. It looked like it did decent. These are in good condition overall, at least for a running shoe. I think it looks dirty on camera, this gray part, but that's actually the color of the outsole. I paid like $20 for these, I think. And if I remember correctly from the comps, I think I can make it all the way up to like 65 to 70 for these men's shoes. Here's a brand I was talking about earlier called Aldo. It is a mall brand that is very expensive at the mall, but on the reselling apps, they don't sell for that much. Not always, at least. They do have some super unique shoes that kind of remind me of Jeffrey Campbell's wacky shoes. So those kind I will pick up. I think that was kind of the case with these. They are unique. They have the double platform, the super high heel, the ankle strap, and then the material is really cool too. It's not faux leather. It's not leather. It's more of like a satiny feeling, and I'm going to add those keywords in my listing: satin, whimsy goth, chunky, special occasion, dressy, formal. I'll find a way to add all of that in my description because I'm sure that's what's going to help these sell, and I'm expecting them to sell closer to the $30, maybe $35 mark. But once I do my comps, if I see that they sell for a lot more, then obviously I'll price mine in line with that. This was a purely style based pickup. It says Sugar. I don't know if you can see it there. I think this is a brand that they sell a lot at Ross, and it's one that I skip right past all the time. Don't even, and even like with style-based pickups, I just always skip it. But for some reason, these, I wanted to give them a chance. I don't know, they just look sturdy enough. They don't look like cheap quality. They have the lug sole. Mainly, I decided to go for them because these type of chunky platform shoes do really well for me on Depop. I'm expecting these to sell maybe close to like the $24 mark. These last two pair of shoes are the best in this whole bunch. They're what's going to make this whole trip worth it, I'm sure. First up are these old gringo ankle booties. They have the harness strap, which is excellent, and there are like rips and tears throughout, but I looked it up online, and even brand new ones online had all of this distressing in the front going on and everything. So that is how they made them at the factory. You have to be real careful with that. Sometimes you pass over shoes because they look too beat up, too messed up, like they've been used too much, but really that is intentional. Sometimes brands will intentionally distress their shoes just to give them this edgy look, and that's the case with these. Another plus is that they have these, I don't even know what they're called, but they have all this studding detail going around. It looks like nails in a way. Just a lot of cool things going on for these. I must have paid like $40 for these. Usually I sell my old gringo boots for like $120, $150, but that's the taller ones. Since these are ankle, I'm going to shoot close to 100, hopefully more, because it has these studs and the harness and everything, and they are in excellent condition for a Western boot, but we shall see. This next shoe is another old gringo pair of boots. This looks like an older style tag though compared to this other one. You won't even be able to see it because it's black on black, but they do have different style tags. These are a little bit of an older style, have grommets all around, okay condition at the bottom, pointed snip toe. Also paid about $40 to $45 for these, and I'm also going to expect to get anywhere from $100 to $120 for these boots. I love the look of this necklace, but I hate how it gets tangled up. If you made it all the way to the end of the video, I want to thank you so much for stopping by my channel and watching my content. I really appreciate all of you who leave comments, leave likes, and share these videos. That's all for me today, and I'll see you in the next one.